announcements before I get started. The first is that I have just rounded the corner on my kitchen table. I normally sit in the corner when I film up against this purple wall, so I'm sitting straight on. And then the second thing is Jeremy's preheating the oven, which is right behind the camera. So if you hear any weird noises, any kind of pops or crackles, that is what's going on behind you. So this filming setup is actually the new setup for my new job. If you missed my Instagram announcement, I have been working at You Need a Budget for an entire month, which doesn't even feel real. It still feels like a dream, and I just can't believe I work there. And if you missed, I think I did 3 money videos over the past year. You Need a Budget, YNAB for short, was really the thing that changed everything. It was like the starting point, and once I got control of budgeting, everything else just fell in line. Suddenly I had extra income and then could start investing and thinking about retirement. So it is so cool that I work there now, and it's still getting used to everything. I think the biggest thing I'm getting used to is working from home and not having like people interaction all day, every day. But I'm figuring it out, and I'm gonna talk about some productivity stuff later in this video. So this is, I haven't talked to you in a long time, and here are some of my random favorites. So I have skincare, beauty, jeans, a purse, productivity, planner things. So lots of good stuff, but I think I'll go ahead and start with skincare. Life honestly has been a little crazy since July, I think, and my skin has really felt the effects. I have had so many breakouts, so I've been trying to stay on top of things and rework my skincare routine to deal with this adult acne, which is so unfortunate. Something though that I think is helping is the Roche-Posay Effaclar Medicated Gel Cleanser. This is 2% salicylic acid. So in the evenings, I remove my makeup with the One Love Organics cleansing oil. I've tried other things and I always go back to that. It's so good. So once the makeup is removed on wet skin, I will take maybe a dime size amount of this, but I really take my time to massage it into the skin. I don't rush to rinse it off because I want the salicylic acid to have some time to do its magic. And I feel like my pores have been a lot cleaner since using this. I've also been using something else. You know when, I don't know, I've only been using it for a week, so it's way too soon to claim it as a favorite, but I already want to talk about it, so I will wait. If you're curious, it's the Curology, the retinol that comes in the mail, so I think it's good though, but I'll wait until it's officially a favorite. And this is fantastic. This is the First Aid Beauty KP Bump Eraser Body Scrub. If you have KP, you know what it stands for. It's the keratosis pilaris, the bumps that can be, I think, on other places on your body. I have them on the back of my arms, and I have tried so many things on the market. I think my favorite are whatever the body lotion is from Paula's Choice. So that paired with this is a medicated 10% AHA exfoliant. It's very gritty without being too abrasive. I don't know if that makes sense. So you feel like it's working, but it's also not hurting as you're scrubbing it into your skin. So this has been fantastic, and I feel like the back of my arms are the smoothest they've ever been. For makeup, I have a new mascara. Now this has not replaced my Ilia mascara. If I want an everyday look, that is what I'm reaching for. I still love it. This is from the brand Thrive Causemetics. It's the Liquid Lash Extensions. This is, I think the best word for it would be dramatic. If I was doing a no makeup look, I would not want to reach for this because it would feel very heavy looking. But since I am doing video for work, this also looks really good for photos. If you're wanting something with more pow and more definition on your lash line, this is awesome. So it's one of those tubing mascaras. It's weird to wash it off at night. It's like it takes a second, and then all of a sudden you see all the tubes start falling onto your cheeks, and it looks like you've lost all your lashes. So this is my second tube of this, and it's again something that I will repurchase. I feel like this has been the year of Nudestix for me. I've already talked about a few of their products in different favorites videos. The one I really liked, the cheek color, I think was called Sunset Strip maybe. I loved that all summer, but as soon as I lost whatever little color I had from a tan, it was a little bit too dark for me, so I switched to Sweet Peach Peony, and this is one of the blooms. So this has a dewy finish. I love this. I don't apply a lot, and I use the Real Techniques buffing brush to gently buff it into my cheeks, but it is so beautiful, and I haven't been wearing highlighter at all. This gives me enough glow on my cheeks. I think it's a very fresh look, and it just keeps everything light on my face, which I really love. And then you guys, for lipsticks, I only have one. I don't even think I have owned this that long, but look how much I've already used up of it. This is, I mean, I can't remember the last time I loved a lipstick this much. Maybe the original formula Bite Pepper. Like that's the last time I loved a lipstick this much. This is from NARS, and it's one of the sheer formulas, and it's in the color Dolce Vita. which I think I owned years ago, but I don't remember the formula being like this. So I think they've redone their lipstick formula, and this is beautiful. It is a pink mauve. It is neutral enough that I feel like it goes with anything, like whatever makeup look I can come up with, but it has enough pink that I think it still brings a little bit of life, like makes you look a little bit more awake. So again, I have definitely used up a lot of this. They sent me this in PR, so I think I could look back to see when that box arrived, but really I've barely used any other lip products since this came. When I was putting together the list of the items I wanted to include in this video, this was number one. It's the Ilia Warm Nude Necessary Eyeshadow Palette. This is my perfect small palette. I think the formula and colors are fantastic. Today I have on the two lighter shade mixed together in my crease, and then I have the light champagne pressed all over my lid. I also love this bronze. It's one of the most beautiful bronzes ever, and I have the dark brown as my liner. I love this so much. I'm kind of thinking there's a purple version, a more cool tone version, and I don't wear cool tones that often, but I like this so much, I'm considering putting that on my Christmas list. And actually, if you're shopping for a makeup lover, I think this would make an amazing gift. Ilia is still a smaller brand compared to like Fenty or Urban Decay, so there's a chance that they don't already have this. And I think this is a great introduction into more natural beauty products because this performs just as nicely as every other eyeshadow I own. I have a very random TV show. It's like an early 2000s Canadian TV show, and I do watch a lot of financial content on YouTube. So back in the summer, I logged onto the homepage one day, and of course it tries to feed you items it thinks you'll watch. So it's like somebody pulled down off of television an episode of this show called Till Death Do Us Part and uploaded it to their YouTube channel. I watched the first episode and I loved it. I watched every single episode on their YouTube channel, which if it's still up, I'll put it down below. But as I was watching it, I felt like I was missing some episodes. So I Googled it, and Amazon Prime has available, I think, 5 or 6 seasons. So it's couples who are in a lot of debt and having a hard time managing their finances, and they bring in this professional. Her name was Gail Foss-Oxley, I think. She's kind of like tough love, but still, she has a great laugh. I really, really liked her. So she would come in and make them go onto cash budgets and give them different challenges, and depending on how well they did and the attitudes that they had, she would give them money to put towards their debt at the end of the show. It was so good. So I really binge watched that all through the end of the summer and into fall. When I got to the final episode on Amazon Prime, I was so sad, and I would love to see, and I think they did this, I'm just not 100% sure, like where are they now? Did these people end up mastering their finances and getting things together? I think that would be so interesting. But when I tried to search for that, it's like I don't have access to certain streaming series that Canadians do. So if you know what I'm talking about and you've ever seen this show and you know where I can watch that final Where Are They Now season, please let me know because I got really invested in these stories. Over the past couple months, I've been thinking a lot about my time. How am I spending it? Am I using it wisely? Am I spending it with people who I really enjoy being around? Am I using my extra time on hobbies I find enriching or things I feel like I have to do because people expect it of me? And all this deep thoughts for an early Saturday morning has stemmed from listening to a podcast called the Before Breakfast Podcast. It's hosted by Laura Vanderkamp. I will put a link to her website down below. The podcast is fantastic. I heard about it through Gretchen Rubin, who's one of my personal favorite authors. So the podcast started back in March. The episodes are teeny tiny, like really micro little episodes, and I've listened to every single one of them. The only downside is that they're bookmarked with ads. So if you're listening to them back to back, it's a whole lot of ads. But now that I'm caught up, it doesn't bother me at all. But they're filled with so much. I think they're jam-packed with just so much actionable information. And because of her podcast, I tracked my time for an entire week, and that was the most eye-opening experience ever. If you've never done it before, I highly recommend it. You could do it in Excel or on Google Calendar or whatever, but she does have a downloadable template. Maybe you're like me and you've thought many times, well, I would love to do X, Y, or Z, but I just don't have enough time. When I started tracking my days in 30-minute increments, it suddenly became crystal clear just how much time I was wasting on things I thought were important, but when I was taking the time to write them down, I was like, no, like there's things I'd rather be doing, and if I was more productive during this set of hours, I would have more time to relax in the evening with Jeremy. So It was a hard exercise because it made me have to do some tough reflection, but I'm so glad I did it. So the Before Breakfast podcast by Laura Vanderkam. Well, I'm not time tracking to that extent right now. That was just a 1-week experiment. Although I did that at my last job. So I think once I get into the rhythm here, I'll do it again because it really was worthwhile. But something I found helpful are these inserts from Cloth and Paper. They're undated, which I like because it's not every day I feel like I need an entire page. So on days where I need a little bit more focus, this has a spot for priorities, my to-do list, notes, and then a schedule. Flip it over so that people can see. Amazing. Bread. Oh, my soul. Okay, let me find you an example really quick. This is the first one of these I have in my planner, so I've been using these since back in August. So this day I have my priorities at the top, my to-do list, a couple notes, and then my schedule. This I really like because I needed to find a block of time during the day to film a specific video, but I had a meeting appointment and a dinner reservation, so being able to help visualize my schedule made things a lot easier. So if you're looking for inserts for 2020, I really like these. Cloth and Paper's paper is very nice. And if you're wondering my planner plans for next year, I think I'm just gonna stay in my disc bound. I really like it, it's worked well for me. Although now I don't have as much constraints now that I work from home. Like I don't have to worry about buying a planner that's too big or one that I worried won't be durable enough to bring back and forth from work every day. But again, I think I'm gonna stay with this. If you are looking, if I was just gonna buy another planner, there is one that's kind of interesting to me. If you watch way back when I did inkwell press videos, I bought stickers from 2 different shops, one being Knockout Print Shop, and I still follow her on Instagram and I watch her YouTube videos. She just did a review of a new planner, and I think you pronounce it Moxie, the Moxie Life Planner, and it gives me old school inkwell press vibes. So if you miss those, because I think now they're only selling the disc bound system, at least on their site. So if you're interested, I don't think I'm gonna do it because I think I'm just gonna try to stay more minimal and keep with this, but the goal setting in there looked very intriguing. So I will put a link to Knockout Print's YouTube video down below. And then my last productivity thing is a class I took on Skillshare taught by Thomas Frank. It was incredible. It was called the Productivity Masterclass. A lot of it is information you can find on his YouTube channel, which is either called Thomas Frank or College Info Geek. There's gonna be lots of links down below, but I will put it down below. It was such a great class and it was packaged and presented so nicely. I learned so much and it really made me rehaul my own productivity system. And something I added in was Notion to take digital notes. I read a lot. I also get a lot of very inspirational newsletters, but I will read something, think, oh, that's amazing. I'm gonna think about that later. And then I either delete it or archive it, and then if I ever want to go back, I can't remember which newsletter it even was. So now I have a system, I keep Notion open on my desktop, and if something's inspiring to me, I will copy and paste it in. And now as I'm reading books, either on my Kindle, I will highlight, or if it's a physical book, I'll put a little page flag on it. And eventually, like maybe halfway through the book, or even when I'm done reading it, I will type up my main takeaways from the book. And that has been incredible so far. So again, it's the Productivity Masterclass by Thomas Frank on Skillshare. He also did a really great video interview on Matt Diavella's channel. So lots and lots of links in the description box. I'm gonna finish up with 2 very lighthearted items. The first is a pair of jeans. These are the Madewell, the High Rise Slim Crop Boy Jean. Okay, to get things out of the way, these probably are not the most flattering jeans on me. I'm 5'4", but I have very short legs, and to be honest, these probably look better on people with longer legs, but I love them because they are so comfortable. I'm not even sure what it's about, maybe from wearing skinny jeans for so long, but having a pair that's a little bit looser around my calves feels like the most freeing thing in the world. So the only difference between these and my other Madewell jeans, I have 2 other pairs. I feel like I can't pull off tunics like I can with the skinny jeans. I feel like the proportions are off, and I feel like Audrey, who is my favorite fashion YouTuber of life, like she's so good at articulating things. I'm not very good with clothes, but I try to learn from Audrey. So proportionally, I feel like I can't wear a tunic with these because they are baggier on the bottom. So it's been a little bit of reworking which tops look the best with these, but don't cringe, but these are a pair of jeans that I can wear when I'm working from home. Like I completely forget that I'm wearing them. They're like a pair of sweatpants to me, so huge favorite. And then I have one more Madewell item. Another side benefit of working from home, I'm like an untethered woman. I do not have to wear big tote bags. If I don't feel like it, I can wear teeny tiny bags. So this is the Madewell camera bag. I think they're calling it a camera bag just because of the shape. It is definitely way too small to fit really any of the cameras that I have. What I love about this so much is that while it's a small bag, you can still fit a big phone in it. So I love that, because Madewell has come out with small bags in the past, but if I can't fit my phone in it, it doesn't work for me at all. So in here, I can keep my phone, the smaller of my 2 wallets. I have mints, my keys, and then just a couple beauty things like an extra lipstick, some blotting sheets, and I'm good to go. And I just feel lighter and like I can just move through life a little quicker, not having to carry a tote bag. I still like to, but it's nice to have the option. So I think that's everything on my list, which I made in Notion. So you can tell that I really like it, trying to be a more organized, productive person. I feel like that could kind of be the theme of this video, but I would love to know what's new with you. I know that a lot of you guys are over on Instagram too, but there's something about YouTube. This is just home base, so it feels really good to film today. So I would love to know what's new with you. If you have any new products that you've been really loving, if you have any fun plans coming up for the holidays. I'm trying to make the decision about the Christmas tree this year. I loved my Christmas tree last year. It's my favorite one I've ever had. So originally I was so excited to put it up again, but Bo, I honestly don't think he could handle it. I think he would just go absolutely crazy. So if you have a really energetic cat and you have found anything, you have any tips for me to get them to leave a tree alone, please leave that in a comment down below. But thank you again so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again very soon.